Alrighty, hello. We are back with the 14th match of the Mana Trader series, and because of a couple buddies of mine, they offered me some advice to change up some stuff in the deck list. So I'm going to be trying those out. Shout out to Dustin and John for that. The changes are I went down to 1 Cascade Bluffs and 1 Reflecting Pool and added 4 Shivan Reef to make the mana even better. Yeah, I'm taking some damage from Shivan Reef, but I never have awkward hands with a Cascade or 2 Cascade Bluffs in hand or something. Then I switched out 1 Engineered Explosives for 1 Entrancing Melody, and then the third Force Negation in the sideboard I made into a 3rd Aether Gust. So we'll see how those changes go, and we'll get into the game. We won the die roll, and this hand seems great, so I'm going to keep it. We are 9-4 at the moment, so we've got 7 more matches to go, and we'll see how we do. We're already locked in for the Swiss. Now it's just playing for basically cash prizes on the qualifier leaderboard. So that's pretty fun. Opponent seems to be thinking about their opening 7. This is very much a protect the queen opening hand. It just seems really good. So yeah, if they kill our threat on turn 1, that's a bummer, but we have plenty of threats in the deck, and we have plenty of interaction. If they're playing fetch lands, this hand's great with Tail's End, being able to stifle them. They do mulligan. It's good for us. Okay, Riverglide, Delver. Pass turn. Mystic Sanctuary. Okay, so they're definitely a fetch land deck. And we did get the turn 1 flipped Delver. That is awesome. And they do know about the Spell Pierce now, so that makes things a little bit more awkward for them. Blue-white. Okay. This does get a little awkward if we want to play Spell Pierce, because then we just have a Cascade Bluffs that's producing generic mana, but what are you going to do? Opponent hasn't done anything, so we're not going to do anything either. Especially since we don't have a 3rd land. We don't really have the opportunity to... Well, that gives us a 3rd land. Sure. We're still just going to hold back. Tail's End a 3 mana Teferi is pretty huge. Okay, they don't play anything. I think we're just playing out the Delver here. If they play Remand, we can Remand our own Delver. If they want to path it, I'm cool with that as well. This matchup seems great for... Oh, they're making a Shark. That's fine. It's a 1-1. This matchup seems great for Boil. That's why we're doing this mana base. So that we have access to Boil, which is really nice. I'm going to filter into blue-blue. Go Opt. That is a 4th land, but it comes in tap, so we're probably going to bottom it. Okay, that's better. That can filter into blue-blue because of Cascade Bluffs. So I think we're just going to play that. And now we have Spell Pierce, Spell Snare, Remand, Tail's End up, all that good stuff. And I think we will be Tail's Ending this Flooded Strand fetch. Path. Sure. Spell Snare is going to be nice later on, just because it can hit like Snapcaster, Mana Leak, all that kind of stuff. Whereas Spell Pierce kind of loses its momentum after a while. It's great in the opening hand, and it isn't a great top deck in like turn 10, but hopefully I don't get to turn 10, you know. And they do not have another land, so that's pretty huge. Let's see if Delver wants to flip. He does not. Okay. We're just going to hold back then. We are not going against an aggressive deck, so we're not really in any rush to do anything. So I could Vendilion Click here. I could also Tails End the Shark token or the Cycling. I don't think either of those sound great. Vendilion Click is a potential, but I think we just want to hold up as much mana as possible just in case we get into a counter war. Now I'm going to flash out Vendilion Click. See what they got. If they want to try and Field of Ruin in response, that'll be great because we have Tails End. I'm going to float blue to bluff and Spell Snare it. If they have Remand, they have Remand. But we just Spell Snared their... Oh! So they're a Stoneblade deck. An Archmage's Charm can take away my Delver. They don't have triple blue. Spreading Seas really doesn't do much against me. I think I just let him keep it. None of those cards we really want to take all too much. Like, all of those cards are kind of annoying, but I don't want them to draw into something better. And we have a Tails End. Sweet. So, at some point, we're going to have to trade with these Sharks. So we might as well just offer up the trade of Vendilion Click or double block Delver. It's fine either way. Because after these Sharks, they really don't have anything going for them. Whereas we have a bunch of stuff in hand. Yep. Are they casting the sword? Or are they trying to Field of Ruin me? If this is Stoneforge Mystic, Snapcaster Spell Snare is fantastic. They're targeting my Spreading Seas. This does draw them a card. I kind of like Remand here, and then I can snap Spell Snare it and just have more threats. Get to see more of my deck this way as well. Or do I even care? Sure. I'm going to hold up Tails End until the end of time. Keeping them on 4 mana and not a third blue source is pretty huge. Sweet. Well, we cast 3 Tail's End, and all of them felt amazing against effectively a control deck. So, okay, they are... Do I need... I do have another blue source, so I think I can just go like that. Okay, opponent, you can get your 3rd blue source. I think I like Snapcaster Opt here. Put him into lethal range. And then if we draw bolts, we can't cast it because we don't have any red sources. Mana Leak is nice. Counters their Cryptics and their Archmage's Charms and all that. And Remand is really nice. It's nice that our red splash is very much that, a splash. And we're not like depending on it for a ton of stuff. Now they're forced to block here, which is great for us. So they do have 3 cards in hand that we know about and 2 that we don't. We're just going to pass the turn, and if they want to Cryptic us or Archmage's Charm it, we can just remand or whatever. Sweet. Alright, we got game 1. Well, we're definitely bringing in the boils. Dispel is nice. EE can be nice for their 2-drops and their shark tokens. But that's about it. They are playing Mystic Sanctuary, so Relic could be nice. I guess these 3 artifacts are considerations. Entrancing Melody is also a consideration. I don't think Cleansing Wildfire does enough. Spell Snare is great. Spell Pierce is great. Grim Lavamancer isn't amazing. Neither is Magmatic Sinkhole. Maybe just trim and opt. I'd rather... I think we're pretty good against this matchup in particular, so we really don't need to over sideboard too much. I think the boils and the dispel are fine. If it does come to a game 3, we can maybe reconsider the relics and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see. I don't know. Well, this is kind of awkward with basic island boil, but it does have spell snare for that turn 2 Stoneforge Mystic, which they don't have. Okay. Let's play a Delver. If they path it, great. Mana Leak. I don't think we care enough about that. We have other threats in hand, so we just really want to not have them resolve a Stoneforge Mystic. I think that really hurts us. Yeah. Hopefully they don't have like a Spell Pierce or a Flusterstorm. Sweet. That's great. Okay. Well, now I feel like we're in the driver's seat. We hit 3 lands, so now we can Snapcaster Spell Snare. So that's pretty huge. I think we're just going to flash out the Nimble Obstructionist. If they have counter spells in hand, they might want to use it on this. And then if we draw a 4th land, we can boil them, bring them down to a Plains and a Field of Ruin, which seems really good. And if they path it, that's also great. Okay, I'm going to get my mountain. And they got another island. That's good for us. Okay. Still not bad. We would like to draw 3rd or 4th land at some point, but out of all the top decks, that one's pretty great. And I think we're just chilling. We don't really need to do anything here. I don't think we're going to stifle the Polluted Delta. They don't... All they can really get is... If they make a shark... I might stifle that. I guess... If anything, I could bolt it. That way I still have my Nimble Obstructionist. I think I like that better because, yeah, I'm just trading... I'm either trading my cycled Nimble Obstructionist for their Shark, or I'm trading... Yeah. I'm 1-for-1ing either way, and this one is the least mana intensive, and I do want to keep my threat on board. I think that's important. It stuck when they didn't have a counter spell, and I think that's really important. Yeah. Getting another island, I see. Playing right into my trap opponent. Teferi. So they can pay for the 3. I think I like just flashing out a Snapcaster here. Because they could just bounce 1 threat. But this way, if they bounce a threat, they need to have like a Path to Exile to also deal with everything. Okay. We do want to get rid of Teferi. If they only path 1 thing, or if they like cycle a Shark Typhoon or something, Timely Reinforcements. Yeah. That's good. So we can block it, but then we can still just kill Teferi, which is nice since we drew the bolt. That's really nice. At some point, our 4th land will be great. Hopefully it's not a basic island. And I don't think we're going to main phase opt. I'd like to hold up Mana Leak Spell Snare. Sure. Yeah. Not going to fight over that since I can flash out Nimble Obstructionist. So I have 3 cards in hand, 2 cards in hand. And if this boil resolves, that's going to be big game. That's probably going to be the game, really. I could have opted there to hold up stuff, but I think just getting a threat out and making them use their mana is pretty important. Now I kind of want to wait until I get a 5th land, since I drew that Dispel. Like, that's pretty huge. I will opt now to try and find that land. Okay. If they tap out, I'm going to boil them. If they don't, I'm going to wait until I have my permission up. Yeah, they can have that. So they have 3 cards in hand. Archmage's Charm is not in their hand yet, notably. So we're going to attack, and I think we're going to do this on their upkeep, so that they can't cast a Force Negation for free. Opponent also running Dispel. I like it. Cryptic. Yep. Okay, it was worth a shot. They're now tapped out of Archmage's Charm mana. Not anymore. Yeah, I don't think we should have waited any longer. It happens. But we're still in a great spot, even though that didn't resolve. Like, they have an Archmage's Charm and something else in hand, and we have a 3/1 flyer beaten down. So I'm going to play the Delver just as another threat. If they want to try and take control of it, I'll mana leak it. So now they have 2 mystery cards in hand. They're going to path me. Feels like a path. If it's Snapcaster path, that's like best case scenario right there. Tap draw. Sure. Feels like they're trying to dig for something, so... And if we remand, they can just cast it again. Digs us 1 card deeper, which is nice, but... that we would like to remand. See if we can draw into something. Hardcast Force Negation. That plays around Spell Snare. Okay. So this is interesting. They didn't uptick on Jace, so I can just kill it. Unless they like drew something, obviously. But yeah. I'm gonna send 1 at Jace and 1 at I think I really want Jace dead. Like, so if they have a path, I'd rather just kill him. I know I have him on a 2-turn clock, but Jace can get you out of so many bad situations. Like, yeah. The reason I'm tails ending this is they put 2 cards back on top, and they were going to fetch to shuffle those away. this makes them not be able to shuffle those cards away. Usually, Tails ending a land at this point in the game isn't like amazing, but I think it was pretty good there. Just because it might be 2 terrible cards that they had to keep on top. Force Negation was a great draw. That straight up counters Path to Exile, which is nice. Alright, they need to do something. Alright, good games. Beat Blue-White Stoneblade. Cool.